All right. So today we are doing something that we haven't done before. We are doing an interview episode. It's our first one. We are here joined by another Alice.
Yeah.
We want to discuss very important issue that happened a few years ago. Time flies. So during the Corona pandemic,
Yeah.
that we cannot name because I don't know, it's still very painful.
YouTube doesn't like it
YouTube
though.
doesn't like
Yeah.
it. So during those crazy times, a lot of the expats left Hong Kong because Hong Kong was being very difficult to deal with all the restrictions and everything. So Alice was one of those people who left Hong Kong. So that's why we want to interrogate you.
Why did you leave? Come back.
Why did you do this? We would like to start with the first question. Can you please tell us a little bit about yourself? Why did you move to Hong Kong initially, and what were you doing here?
Yeah, I'm originally from Brighton in the south of the UK. I moved to Hong Kong in 2017 after I finished university. That was I don't know, it's a really exciting time. Things kind of felt possible, and yeah, the world
Yeah,
was not so
yeah.
bleak maybe as it is now. But I had actually studied Chinese history when I was at school. And I really wanted to kind of go to China or Hong Kong or Macau or Taiwan. And so I was looking at kind of opportunities in Hong Kong, and I moved in 2017, and I ended up spending 4 years there. So yeah, left in August 2021, which feels so strange to say
No.
now, like we're in 2025,
Great.
Wow. When did this happen? Why,
Yeah.
why is it 2025
It feels
already?
like 2021
I
was
know.
yesterday.
It was. It
Yeah.
literally
It was
was.
yesterday. Yeah.
It's
That's
crazy.
wild. I bet you also feel like you were in Hong Kong yesterday.
Absolutely. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, I went back last year and obviously met you guys.
Yeah.
And it felt that had been like 2.5 years since I had left.
Mm.
Wow.
And it felt like I could just slot back into like Hong Kong world
Mm.
and living again, like just like hopping on the MTR or like going to, yeah, my favorite noodle place and stuff. So it hasn't left me, although I've left
Mm.
it,
Yeah.
it will never ever leave me.
I see a lot of expats well, I know a lot of expats who move back to the UK and they also say that. And then when they come back here, they're like, it's just like riding a bicycle because Hong Kong is so easy.
Yeah,
It is easy,
yeah,
really.
yeah.
Some legal and government things, and they're not easy, but like daily life convenience is quite simple. So when you come back, it's just like you can slide back into the system again.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think a big part of that is like the public transport just being
Mm.
so thorough and
Smooth.
connected.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And like,
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm like a bit of a geek for like trams and trains and stuff. So it was
Me too.
kind of like, I don't know, you can just, yeah, you can hop on anything, get somewhere, but you'd easily be able to get back, or it would connect to the next leg of your journey,
Yeah.
or even like the Star Ferry being so cheap, but also so quick.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's those things that I really miss, that I think a city
Yeah.
never doesn't quite do as well as Hong Kong.
For sure. I'm in the UK, it's hard to meet friends. It's difficult to schedule to meet and to go out and actually meet them. I feel like it's more difficult. Whereas here, even though I live really quite far away from you,
Mm-hmm.
it took me 40 minutes to get
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
So
Mm.
yeah, I can see
Yeah,
why that's something that's missable about Hong Kong.
yeah, love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean, I'm in Amsterdam now, and it's
Mm.
like every 10 minutes for a train or a tram. So if you miss one, you have to wait
Mm,
10 minutes. And it's
yeah.
like that even in peak times. And it's just
Yeah.
like the MTR in Hong Kong was like every 2 minutes. Like
Yeah.
I forget
Yeah.
how much that was so great.
Yeah, we're really spoiled.
I know. That's why I find it so funny when you see people in MTR here running towards the train and like trying to dramatically jump inside when the doors are closing. I'm like, bro, the next one is in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, your life will not change. Just wait 2 minutes,
Okay.
honestly.
It's even funnier when something of theirs gets stuck in the doors.
I
Like a
know.
backpack or
Oh my
something, and then you're
God.
just there like, haha, serves you right.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. Do you want to hear a really funny story? So I was one of those people once running for the
Oh
MTR,
no.
which I don't know why.
Oh.
I only did it once, and I literally got on just as the doors had closed. But you know, there's a bit of a through wind through the tunnel. So
Yeah.
basically, a piece of my hair had like
Oh
blown up
no.
like this, and the doors were like trapped on my
Oh
piece of hair.
no.
So I was literally bent over like this for like one stop until
Oh,
the doors reopened at the next station and I could free my hair.
Oh my goodness.
oh wow.
So, I mean, the thing is, I would have thought like, oh, that's so embarrassing, but nobody in Hong Kong is looking. Everybody's on their phones.
Yeah,
So they
yeah.
won't even
It was just
realize,
me.
but for you personally, it must have been like, shit.
And I feel like in 2017, I also moved here in 2017. Hong Kong was completely different. The vibe was so different. 2018 was still kind of the same. It was, I don't know, it's just like, it's hard to explain. You have to be there to experience that. But everything was different. You really felt like the opportunities are there, the life
Yeah.
is there. It's like, it's happening, it's fun. And then 2019, you know, with the and then the political
Thanks.
we can't name things, you know.
Yeah.
But all of that completely ruined the entire vibe, and
Yeah,
it's never been the same.
no, it's not
never
returned. No, even now.
even now. Yeah,
I also agree. Yeah, I think coming back last year, I really noticed the shift. And it's really hard to pinpoint exactly what it is, but it's just a shift in the feeling that you
Yeah.
get
mm-hmm.
in the city.
Exactly. You can feel it in the air or something. I don't know. People are
Hmm.
different. The mood is different. And right now,
Yeah.
before Hong Kong was like 24-hour city.
It was. Yeah, I was in the
Everything.
mall at 11 shopping. Yeah.
Exactly. We could go shopping after work until like 12 and nothing was closing
Yeah.
and everything was open. Now at 8,
8,
some
yeah.
of the shops are like already rolling the doors and you're like, but people work here until like 6 and 7.
Yeah.
How?
That was one thing when I was in the UK, or I would go back to the UK, I'd be like, oh, it's so much better because stores like in the UK close at 5. You know, like coffee shops and boutiques and stuff out other than, you know, big shopping malls, but even then, a lots of the shops inside close like 5 or 6. I would be boasting like, oh, I can go clothes shopping at like
Yeah.
9 p.m.
Yeah.
or 11 or whatever and go eat something, and like it's a city that never sleeps, but it definitely sleeps now.
It definitely sleeps now. Yeah. It's very different.
But then these people have like these people that work in the service industries and who work in, you know, retail. They have more of a life now, I guess.
Work-life
But
balance.
they make
Yeah.
less money. So I don't know.
Tough question. When the pandemic just started, what was your initial feeling? Like, did you got scared? Did you freak out? Was your job affected in any way? Because for us, for example, we were working in the same kindergarten, and a lot of the schools, they started closing down, doing Zoom from home. We were doing Zoom,
In
but in the school.
Yep.
We, all the teachers, we had to go to work, expose ourselves to like whatever, you know, the virus and public transport.
Yeah.
And we still had to commute to work from Zoom. It
And-
was quite ridiculous, to
And
be
some
honest.
parents didn't want to keep the kids at home because maybe they don't have a helper.
Yeah.
So it would be we are teaching on Zoom, and then you have a small 4-year-old child sat next to you all day. Like, Miss Alice, Miss Alice. I'm like, I'm teaching the class. Miss Alice, what are you doing here? You shouldn't be here.
It was
It was
ridiculous.
so wild.
That sounds so bonkers. Yeah, you were like the glorified helper in that maybe
Yeah,
situation, Alice.
pretty much.
Yeah.
But you were not teaching, right?
No, so I was working for an education nonprofit. So we
Yeah.
worked with a lot of kind of schools and kind of other education charities. So quite a lot of our kind of colleagues were maybe working from home, or some maybe had to go into certain kind of schools or offices. But actually, for me, we had an office that was open. Someone was in the office one day. So you could always go in if you wanted to, and there would maybe be two or three of you in there, or you could
Mm,
just work from home. So it was
mm.
really, really flexible, and quite nice to have that flexibility.
So jealous.
But I do remember though, not feeling overly worried when it first was an
Mm,
because I think also something that maybe people don't know is it kind of hit us in January 2020. I think we had the
hmm.
first case,
Yeah. Yeah.
God,
Yep.
maybe around like the 7th of January or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whereas for a lot of the world, it was March.
Yeah. It was way
And so
later. Yeah.
by the end of January, maybe schools were kind of going online, people were working from home. So we had it kind of a lot earlier. But I remember
Mm,
not being super worried. I kind of felt
same.
like
Yeah.
everybody was wearing masks, the cases were really low, people
Yep.
were kind of looking out for each other. It was
Mm,
only as it kind of progressed that things got a
mm.
bit more, mandatory
Yeah.
quarantines
Yeah.
and, restaurants being closed, that was when
Yeah.
the real pandemic kind of hit, I guess.
Yeah. And we were here watching the rest of the world who were completely locked down to their houses. Even when we had many, many cases starting to appear
Mm-hmm.
here and they were locking down individual buildings, we still had lots of freedoms that people back home didn't have. So I was like, sucks, man.
The thing is, I feel like what was different in Hong Kong versus the rest of the world. The rest of the world, the pandemic came to them a little bit later,
Yeah, yeah.
but also it was not too long. It came with a huge
Yeah.
lockdown. There was, a lot of drama. People were, losing jobs and everything.
Hmm.
And then lockdown ended.
Mm.
Everybody started going back to normal. In Hong Kong, though, we never had a lockdown. Not really.
Yeah.
Separate buildings were under the lockdown, but it was just a building. It
Yeah.
was never a city lockdown. So we had our freedom restrained. It was less, but then,
It was over a longer period of time.
yeah, it took
Yeah.
3 years.
Yeah, because you left in 2021, but we were still experiencing post virus not lockdowns, just lack of freedom
Yeah,
until like 2023.
I think so. Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's only 2 years ago that we were finally able to travel without any restrictions
Mm,
and stop wearing masks.
yes.
Only 2 years ago.
Yes.
For the rest of the world, it was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
For us, it's still like a fresh memory.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I think it was very draining to be in Hong Kong because we couldn't even leave the city.
Yeah. And Hong Kong is tiny. It's so small.
Yeah. You can't just like go to the countryside or staying at home was so like
Yeah.
crazy. Like the
Oppressive.
houses are
Because
so
the houses are so
small.
small. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was going to say it's amazing how small the city began to feel as the
Mm-hmm.
months went
Mm-hmm.
on. Like it
Mm-hmm.
always felt, and I guess always still is, a city of kind of endless possibilities in a way.
Yeah.
Like you've got the beaches, you've got the hiking, you've got the boozy brunches, you've got kind
Mm-hmm.
of all of these things that you can do. But as time kind of went on, your world kind of just shrank. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and that was such a paradox to the city that
Yeah.
Hong Kong is, and
Yeah.
all of the possibilities and everything that is thriving there. So
Mm. I feel like now some of them are that feeling is kind of back, but not so much Hong Kong feels to be on the move. It's China. People go to Shenzhen every weekend. People go to Shenzhen shopping, eating. People are going in and out of China, in and out of
Yeah.
Macau. Now
It's more affordable.
it's more affordable. Yeah, there's more things to do in Shenzhen
Mm-hmm.
and Macau and these places that's more affordable and just there it feels people say it feels fresher to be there than here.
okay.
Because oh, okay, here's an example. It's a very strange example, but cars in Hong Kong, you're not allowed to black out the windows of your cars. Not the front, not the back, not anything.
Mm-hmm.
There's like there's roadblocks every weekend where the
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
police will
yeah, yeah,
try
yeah.
and where the police will try and catch people just just catch people because
Yeah,
they have a
yeah,
car.
yeah,
There
yeah.
you go. But you just go over the border into China, and there's nothing like this. There's no roadblocks. The people have blacked out windows. Like there's a lot of things that they have there that we don't have here, and we're like, but why? There's more. There's more. It sounds so stupid, but they've got like Taco Bell. Do you know what I mean? And
Right.
we are just like,
Okay.
Yeah.
what do we have that's new?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing.
I don't
Like,
know.
Yeah. Wow.
excuse me, who's making noise? We like recently we had a new chain of donuts from Japan
Yeah.
opened,
Yeah.
and people were lining up for 3 hours to get
Yes.
them.
Yes.
That is
I don't get
so
it. It's just ridiculous. I don't
wow.
know.
Because they have nothing else to do.
Because
Yeah.
they have nothing else to do. Like Alice said, like she went to Taiwan and these donuts are there as well.
Yeah.
And you can just like easily get them
In the station, in the like MTR
30
MRT
seconds.
station, yeah.
Yeah.
I ate like 6 of them.
Wow.
So you could fly to
Wow.
Taiwan, get that donut, fly back to Hong Kong, and
And
it will be faster
it will be
than
faster.
waiting in line here.
And that's
It's
so
crazy.
funny.
It is
Do you know,
ridiculous. Yeah.
making me think as well about so I'm a big Swiftie and went to the Eras tour last year, and I will not stop talking about it because it was the greatest night of my life.
Everybody who's been
But I
does that.
remember,
It must have been good.
No, but just I support because going to the live concerts of your favorite artists,
Yeah.
like come on, I went to Depeche Mode how many times? I lost count. Like and I would go
yeah,
again. It's so much fun.
yeah,
It's so much fun. Yeah.
unmatched that feeling. Yeah. But obviously in the last few years, Hong Kong has been missed off of so many tour stops for big
Mm-hmm.
artists, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think only recently now, like things are kind of, artists are now stopping in Hong Kong.
With Coldplay. Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you get
We
your
yeah.
did you get your Green Day tickets in the end?
No. Okay, you know it's in Macau, right? So a lot of the Hong Kong social
Oh,
medias post about it because it's a Macau concert, and we missed the
oh
ticket
right.
sales. Yeah, we missed
They
it.
went on sale?
They went on sale and they're gone.
Oh, I'm
What?
so sorry.
I forgot to tell you, but I was messaging somebody on Carousel who's
What?
bought them, and they're selling them for 2,000 per ticket.
I
My
just
God.
wanted
Oh
to
my
message
God.
you
You could,
recently and be like, so when is the confirmation? Are
Yeah,
they selling the tickets or what?
there was no posts on any of the Hong Kong
What?
socials that we follow about it. Otherwise,
But I follow the CT line whatever tickets and
me too.
they usually send
No,
me notifications about the concerts in Macau as
but
well.
this one was selling through the Galaxy Macau,
Oh
like selling
my
straight from the
God.
venue.
oh,
So yeah, we
okay.
missed
Can
it.
we still go to Thailand?
I don't know.
Oh, I
Let,
was looking
let me.
forward.
I'm contacting resellers. I'm contacting them.
Oh
Okay,
wow.
I'm doing the research because I really want to go.
I'm
Yeah,
But
you
like,
got this. We're gonna
puzzled.
manifest this.
yeah, but why? I just there's the thing, right? Why couldn't they come here? Taylor Swift
Mm,
went to Singapore. Why could she have not come here?
Yeah. They
It's it,
completely
mhm.
skip Hong Kong.
it's,
Yeah.
it's these things. I mean, I know the Asia World Expo is a decent size. You've been to see Katy
Yeah.
Perry, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a good venue. It's a good, and now we have a new one as well,
Yeah,
where
now yeah we
Coldplay
have
is going to perform.
the Kai Tak, but I mean maybe the Asia World Expo is too small for Taylor Swift. Understandable. She's like the
Okay.
world's biggest superstar,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
Green Day, maybe big enough for them.
Right?
They've been around.
Wow.
The new generation are like Green Day who? So you know, but it's
I
that's
am
an example of
bamboozled.
why Hong Kong sometimes is like wah wah wah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe it will bounce back though. Maybe it just needs,
It,
one big artist to come to make
yes,
that kind of catalyst for more.
yeah, yeah. After
Probably,
Coldplay.
yeah.
After
Yeah.
Coldplay warm up the stadium, which is like oxymoronic because
Yeah.
they're called Coldplay. And they're also
Good
Love
one.
boring as fuck. Sorry if any Coldplay fans are gonna watch this, but
Oh my
growing up in the
God.
UK, you hear nothing but Coldplay on like BBC Radio 2, which when you're young, BBC Radio 2 is the not cool radio. You want BBC
Yeah.
Radio 1.
Radio
But yeah,
1 all the way.
exactly.
When did you decide to leave Hong Kong.
Yeah.
What influenced your decision? What was the final straw that broke your back?
Do you know what? I really wish I could say it was one thing. I really want there to be like one reason why I left. I think it was probably in hindsight, like a lot of things. I think it
Mm.
was, partly the pandemic, partly wanting to travel, partly feeling like I had achieved quite a lot in my career and I was ready for kind of the next kind of career move. But I also think as well, those are maybe the big ones. But then I think the smaller kind of things is maybe more to do with the transient nature of kind of the Hong Kong community. Like
Mm.
I remember when I left, so I lived with my two best friends, and when I left, one of them also left, and then one of them stayed in Hong Kong. And we kind of were reminiscing about all of the people that we had said goodbye to over the time
Mhm.
that we had been there.
Mm.
And it was something like 18, 16, 17, 18, really close friends that we had
Oh,
made, that
wow.
we had said goodbye to,
Wow.
plus all of the other acquaintances, work colleagues, all those people that you know through someone, you go on their junk boat, etc.,
Yeah.
etc. And it's Hong Kong is one of those cities where you have to kind of keep rebuilding your social circle and your social network because there's
Yeah.
always people coming in, but there's
Mm.
also people always leaving as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that gets tiring
Mm.
sometimes to have to make all new friends and connections. And sometimes, yeah, sometimes you just want to have your safety of like, these are my five friends and kind of,
Totally.
yeah, these are
Yeah.
I
the
don't know
people.
if either
Yeah.
one of us left, I don't know
Right?
what would we do?
Oh, I would be so heartbroken.
I mean, like, well, because also, I mean, it's a good thing. I mean, is it a good thing? I don't know, but we are introverted,
Yeah.
so we have each other,
Mhm.
and we don't. We have other friends, but they're not like if they. That sounds horrible if I say this. If they left, I wouldn't care. That's not true. That's not true. But like, I would not leave if they
Yeah.
left, right?
Yeah.
But then if you left, I'd be
Mm.
like, huh, but I've like I'm married to somebody from here, so I can't exactly just leave, and I have cats. But I'd be like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
So
Oh gosh, you guys have got to stay there forever now.
I
Almost
don't
together.
want. Yeah. I don't know where else
Committed.
we want to
Big
go.
Mormon family.
Oh my goodness. You can be a live-in cat sitter, and I'll be
Oh.
Professor Alice.
Yeah, yeah, you
Eventually.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think that's I know around 8 people who left
Oh, wow.
teaching friends, who I met in the
Mhm.
first year I was here. They all left. I think only actually I'm thinking about all of those people who I met then. None of them are still here. None of them.
Oh, wow.
I'm thinking
Mm.
about that junk boat where I met the whole large group of them.
Uh-huh.
Maybe only two
Yeah.
of them are here, and they got married, and they live here now. They're a couple, like
Mm-hmm.
they're.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think anybody else is still here.
Oh, wow.
And that was around 20 odd people.
Damn.
They went back to the
Yeah.
UK, or they went to teach in Dubai, or they went to Australia, or they just, yeah, there is a transience. There is like a
Mm-hmm.
coming and going
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
must make you feel lonely. And like, well, if they're
Yeah.
doing it, then I should also do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. And I think as well, because so many people come to Hong Kong for teaching experience, there's so many teaching opportunities for yeah, expats and migrants to come to. A
mm,
lot of those contracts are 1 year or 2 year,
hmm
that they're
Yeah.
short-term
Yeah.
contracts. And
yeah.
people use it as a base, and then they want to go to mainland China, Korea,
Hmm.
Japan, Dubai. The Middle
Hmm.
East is a big growing place as well.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
people use it to start, and then they leap off, and they don't necessarily return, which
Hmm.
is, yeah, it's a weird secular kind of thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
If you, it only really works out if you build a very close group of local friends who are, local Hong Kongers who I mean, they're not likely to leave as much as an expat.
But also, it's weird because you and I had one friend together, also our colleague, she was local, and we were hanging out quite a lot and we were considered like friends.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
once we left the same school where we were all working together,
Yeah, we stopped hanging out.
we stopped talking, and I
But
don't
it
know, we
wasn't,
just
I don't feel like it was on our end, really.
no,
It was
no.
kind of like, well, we don't work together anymore, so it'll be more difficult to hang out. So let's just never hang out again.
Yeah, it was kind of
Yeah, I
weird.
see.
Because I didn't want to end that friendship, not really. Like I was still fine to continue that, but
Me
it
too.
was kind of like fizzled.
Maybe
It's
that's
kind
also like, sorry, tied into the Hong Kong convenience thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you work together, you'll be friends because you're always seeing each other. And then
Yeah.
when you stop working together, you just stop being friends.
And you suddenly have nothing to
yeah,
talk about and yeah,
Yeah,
nothing in common. So
because we live to
yeah.
work here. So
true.
Yeah, yeah. But then I think because I had some really have some, I guess, present tense, have some really great friends that are still in Hong Kong as well, that are local Hong Kongers. But a few of them
mm,
have also left as well. So two of my really
mm,
good friends
Yeah.
moved to the UK in like
mm,
2022, like just after I'd moved back. So that was kind of nice because you could kind of have, we could obviously continue our friendship in the
yeah.
UK. But then it's also really sad that they're not now still in Hong Kong. And yeah, when you go back, it's like you miss seeing them and the city that you built those original memories with them
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. There was a big wave of expats leaving the city. There was a lot of
Yeah.
locals who left as
Yeah,
well. So yeah, there was a lot of people going to UK.
Yep.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
I used to
yeah.
tutor two girls who became like my children. Like I loved them so much.
Oh,
They
Yeah.
felt like family to me. And now they live in Australia, but they come back every December and January. So I'm gonna see them on Sunday.
ooh,
I'm so excited, but just not having them here, it's like a
yeah.
hole somewhere in my soul where they should be, but they're
Yeah.
in Australia. But it just felt more weird because they are local. So I just, like I expect you to be here forever. Please stay here with me. But
Yeah.
they did what was best for their
Yeah.
family,
Of course,
and that
yeah.
was moving to Australia.
Yeah. But saying goodbye, even when you do it multiple times, it never gets easier, does it?
Right.
Even, someone really close or somebody that's, a good friend, but not in your super close, it's
Yeah.
so hard to say goodbye to any of them.
The distance between UK and Hong Kong, it feels like forever. Feels like forever away.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do come
Yeah.
here, like you came here in was it summer 2024?
Sure, April. Yeah. Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
it was hot and wet. Yeah.
Oh my
It's a month
God, it
here,
rained the
yeah.
entire time.
Oh yeah.
I think I was back for like a week and I literally bought like two pairs of shoes and I just had to alternate them because they were so wet from all of the
Oh
rain. I
my
was so
God.
mad.
Oh.
I feel like you should know better.
I feel like though it never used to rain that much in the springtime. I
No,
don't
to be honest, I think
know.
you're right. It's got hotter and wetter.
Yeah,
Climate change.
yeah.
Even this winter is not as cold as all the
No,
winters before.
no.
It's really not.
You know what? I see I still have the Hong Kong weather on my weather app, so I'm always looking at, yeah. And like, so I'm in Amsterdam now and it's so cold. It's been like 0 degrees, -2 degrees for the last like 2 weeks. It's been like, when like you just walk outside and you are just cold to your bone, like you are
He's
so
like,
cold and you can't
yes,
walk
I
up.
like it. Give me now. I'm like, no, I hate it. No.
Winter
And I
girl.
remember like, no, and like in Hong Kong, it would be like 18 degrees. And some of the
Yeah.
local Hong
Yeah,
Kongers would
I
get
think
out
it
their
might be
hats and
18
scarves
degrees
at
now.
like 18
I think
degrees.
so.
People are wearing puffer coats
I know.
today,
It's
and
so
it's
funny.
18, I think. They're wearing puffer
Yeah,
coats and
these.
Yeah,
gloves
but
and
then
hats.
they're wearing puffer coats, but then the shoes are like summer shoes.
They're wearing puffer coats and Crocs.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
What kind of weather
I
is
love
that?
it.
So when you left Hong Kong and you moved back to UK, right?
Yeah,
So
that's right. So I moved straight back to
how
the
was
UK.
the transition? Did it feel weird to go back? Did it feel
Yeah,
different?
it was very weird and very different. So I'd moved back to Brighton, which it's a great city and I love it. It's just not
Mm.
it's not Hong Kong, you know, it's
Mm.
such a different energy and feeling. And
Mm.
yeah, it was, yeah, I think it took a while to like really find my feet again
Mm.
yeah, which felt really weird because it was the city I had grown up in. So you think,
Hmm.
oh, everything will come back to me as it had. But it took me a long time to be like, okay, this is where I go. This is what I do. This is, you know.
That's so relatable. Whenever I go back just back home to see, friends and family, I'm like, what do you do here? Like,
Yeah.
how do you exist here? It
Mhm.
seems alien, but it's like I spent 23 years of my life there.
Yeah.
I don't think I could adapt. Well, I know I could, but it
Yeah.
would take me I think it would take me a longer time to adapt back to the UK than it
Mm-hmm.
did to adapt to Hong Kong when I
Mm.
first came here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think also when you go to Hong Kong for the first time, there are so many people that are kind of there with open arms, ready
Yeah.
to introduce you to things about the city, like show you how to get your octopus card, show you how
Yeah.
to like pop that up at 7-Eleven if you need to.
Hmm.
Like there are so many, yeah, there are so many expats and, you know, non people that have not grown up in Hong Kong that are just willing to take you under
Hmm.
their wing and be like,
Hmm.
this is how you do it, and come on this junk boat and come meet my
Hmm.
friends at the weekend. And
Yeah.
yeah, and then when you go back to your home, you've moved on, but everybody else like has kind of just stayed there.
But the thing is, like, I went back to Russia a year ago now, and I met with my
Okay.
friends. And the thing is, like, we are on completely different levels right now. All of them got married, they have kids, so they have like a very traditional way of life. They've moved on, and
Mm.
I'm just like,
Yeah, they've moved on, but
Mm,
they're in the same space, but they've
yes.
moved
But
on.
their life is like completely different to mine now. So we had
Yeah.
nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
They kept yapping about having children, raising them,
mm.
building houses. And I'm sitting there like, all right, yay. Anybody wants to
Can't
talk to
talk about that.
me? After you left Hong Kong and you went back to UK, did you ever at some point in your life felt like you want to come back? You have some unfinished business here,
Some regrets,
some
some
regrets. Do you
yearning.
regret your decision?
Definitely yearning, for sure. And you know what? I think, yeah, I feel like I'm always going to think about coming back. Me and my
Mm.
friends, we always talk about this. We're like, maybe we would go back in a few years. Maybe, you know, we'd, yeah, return. But yeah, I think right now, probably not to return to like, yeah, live, work,
Mm.
etc. Definitely to visit everyone and yeah, visit the city. It's just yearning for like the kind of life that you have in Hong Kong.
Mm.
The life, yeah, I really wish I could describe it in words. But the life that you have in Hong Kong is so different to anywhere else, I think.
Yeah, there's something you're right. It's so difficult to put into words, but there's something about living here that is addictive or just no, not really
Mm,
yeah, no, I think it is addictive. I think
Yeah.
the convenience of life and just like having so many things to do on your doorstep, hiking, beach,
Going
shopping,
out.
going
Yeah.
out, drinking, but not even just that. Like there's every food you can imagine, and it's all good
Mm-hmm.
quality food.
yeah.
And
Hmm.
there's levels of affordability, but cheap
Yeah.
food, good. Expensive food, good. Everything is, and there's so many more Western restaurants popping up now as
Mm-hmm.
well. So many chains.
Yeah.
Like we just had Dobros. We always have Dobros, the pizza. Like every, and they're
Love
they're
those
everywhere
roads.
now. It's now in the new
Really?
territories that I didn't ever experience that in the UK. There
Yeah.
wasn't like, oh, this is opening, or we can go and do this next week. It was always going back to the same pub, or always going on the
Mm.
same walk, or always,
Hmm.
taking the train to the same city.
For example, I follow a few blogs like Time Out, Sassy, Hong Kong, whatever,
Mm.
because, for the sake of keeping up with what's going on, for the content creation, whatever.
Mm.
And every single month, all of them post an article saying 6 new restaurants
Yep.
you need to try every month.
Yep.
Every month.
It's hard to keep up, definitely.
Where do you have
But
space?
yeah,
Where
Yeah,
are they keep
yeah.
opening? Every month, 6 restaurants are opening.
that's a lot, man.
That's a lot. If you think
Yeah,
about it, that's a
yeah.
lot.
It is a lot, yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
really
I
hard
think
to
that's
keep
one of
up.
the, yeah, and I think that's one of the exciting things is this
It
kind
is.
of shifting in
Mm,
culture and people. Like it
mm.
is really exciting that the city, it doesn't stand still. It doesn't,
No.
it's not like the same as it'll always be. It'll always evolve and develop. And
Mm,
so every
mm.
time I go back, I know it's going to be something completely, yeah, it's a whole new kind of
Yes.
vibe.
Yes, but which is also
Whereas on,
sad because, sorry, I came back one time. I went back home to the UK, and then and I was living in the Hong Kong island, and then I went back to the UK, and I came back and I moved to the new territories. And then when I went back to Hong Kong Island, maybe like a month later, after getting comfortable in the new territories, some things were gone, and I was like, "That's fast,
Mhm.
exciting," but it's also it can be very destabilizing and sad because you're like, that
Mm.
was just there and now it's gone.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I've
It's very
noticed this
fast.
a lot in
Yeah.
Amsterdam and I think across Europe
Mm.
generally, but like you'll go into a bar or a restaurant and it will be like established 1970 or established 1975. And there's this
Mm.
real connection with lifelong businesses and cafes, I think, in kind of Europe.
Yeah.
Whereas in
Mm.
Hong Kong, it's all about this novel, new, shiny thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
Asia
Mm-hmm.
generally, it's so fast moving. It's like
Mhm.
everything that's
Yeah.
new is like so exciting and novel to everybody that lives there. So I
Mhm.
think it's probably
Mm-hmm.
similar in, yeah, for Hong Kong, like you're wanting the kind of shiny new stuff and yeah, a new
Yeah.
place will be
Yeah.
open and it's like, oh, I have to try it.
Mhm.
And then there's so much hype about that place. It's like I have a Google Map list of the places that I want to go, maybe go there to try or go there to film it because it's like so unusual. So I keep a list of all the places I see on social media and then maybe later on if I don't know what I want to do, I will go there.
Mm.
And I was going through that list which I started maybe only a year ago. That idea came to my mind to start that list. And some of the places are already permanently closed, and I never had a chance to go
Oh no.
there. And the list is just 1 year old.
That's crazy.
That's so
It's
fast.
so
You weren't
cutthroat.
quick enough.
No, no.
I wasn't.
I feel that generally in Hong Kong, I'm not quick enough for Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
Hong Kong is too fast
Mm,
for me. Even though that's like this
mm,
is another pro and con, right?
Yeah.
Even though that makes it super exciting to live here, it's like we're always running, but Hong Kong is running away as
Yeah.
well. Like you can never keep up.
mm.
And
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
yeah, I miss the what you mentioned about Amsterdam or Europe in general. Like I miss old buildings and
Mm-hmm.
people where it's where it's like a mom and pop shop that's been passed down in
Yes.
generation and it's
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
going and
Yeah.
there's pictures all over the walls and stuff. The connection, that connection here with the past is it's
Mm.
that there's a disconnect basically
Yeah.
because like you said, it's just new, shiny, shiny, limited edition. Like yeah.
That as well. Yeah. Yeah.
mm.
Yeah. There are a few
Yeah, and
here that are old and
Mm.
still open, but very, very little.
They're getting less and less.
And less they keep
Yeah.
closing down. That's why I went to Macau recently, and it was so different to Hong Kong in a way that yes, they were also colonized before, but you can feel that history there
Mm.
more vividly than in Hong Kong,
Mm.
because in Hong Kong everything
mm,
gets wiped, disappears
mm.
completely. Like you don't feel that connection with the history
Yeah,
before.
totally.
And Macau have done so I think I went to Macau like the second weekend after I moved to Hong Kong in 2017 and I've not been back since. But I remember that they kind of split it, didn't they? Like you kind of got the old Macau with the
Yes.
Yes.
ruins and the old town, but then you've got
Mm-hmm.
the new bit with the hotels and the gambling, and it
Hmm.
kind of straddles both, doesn't it? It kind
Yeah.
of you
Very
can kind of do
smart.
Very
both.
smart. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
good marketing technique
Mm-hmm.
from Macau's tourism.
But here it's like new things, they just push out the old things and
Yeah, I mean, we still have some colonial structures, But
So little left.
I'm always
Yeah.
worried about
Yeah.
like is PMQ, is that a colonial? It is, right? An old prison.
Kinda, yeah.
I just well, where I live, there wasn't anything there anyway. It was all farmland, so I don't see any of that. But when I come to Hong Kong Island and I see some of those old structures, I'm just like, please, like the tram to the peak tram, they remodeled it.
Many times already, yeah.
It
But
changed. Yeah.
it's slowly losing its historical value because they've kept some of the original frames, but it's all covered in plastic boards and stuff. But even so, I feel like they're phasing out the classic look of the peak tram to make it very, it's like they've sanitized it, it feels like.
Yeah.
Thank God they haven't done that for the trams because I love them so much.
Yeah. But also
Yeah,
the
me too.
ferry. The ferries are very old as well, and they've been running for such a
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah.
What if they at one point decide like, oh, it's too old now, we need to like remodel?
If they do anything to the ferry or the trams, I'm going. I don't even live on Hong Kong Island, but it would hurt my soul so much to see them go.
The Star Ferry prices went up recently as well, didn't they? And wasn't there a massive like backlash against the prices
I
increasing as
Yeah,
well?
I think the prices went up a little bit because the Star Ferry was on the brink of closing down.
Yeah.
They were losing lots of money. Once again,
Yeah, okay.
thanks to the pandemic. That's why.
I think it's popular now with mainland tourists, which is good.
Yeah.
As it should be. It's stunning. The view you can get on the ferry is unmatched.
That used to be so I used to live in Hong Kong. So I would walk down to Hong Kong Promenade along to TST Promenade, and then I would take the Star Ferry over to the island. And the views that you get along TST Promenade, and then when you're on the ferry, phenomenal. Like there is not a view like it in the world. I think that is my favorite view
For sure.
ever seen.
Yeah. I still find it breathtaking.
Yeah.
Even after all these years. I'm not really, I'm a bit over the view from the peak, to be honest.
Really? I still like it.
I don't know. I just feel like people have posted that so much. Like, it's like every single time somebody talks about Hong Kong on a YouTube video, on an Instagram post, it's like either the view from the peak or the monster building. Which is right next to it. But you don't really see, I don't see as much the view from the ferry. And I like, and I think this is the way that the buildings are mirrored in the water. It's just, I love it so much. I'm so sad that I don't live on Hong Kong Island for that reason. I miss being by the ocean, really.
Yeah, it's so calming, isn't it? It's such a there's so much going on between Hong Kong Island and Kowloon with all the ferries and the traditional Chinese junk boat, the red flag one.
Oh yeah.
Just go down there, spend hours watching everything.
I hope Hong Kong tourism realize this and keep all of these, old things. Because even now, the taxis are slowly changing to be like modern cars. We still have the old taxis, but we've got like bigger van taxis, and we've got
which are more comfortable.
Oh, they're way more comfortable.
But the iconic look is
they need to preserve those old taxis.
Because even again, the fact that you've got the red taxis for the island of Kowloon, and you've got the green taxis for new territories, and then you've got the blue taxis for I love that it's like color coded and so organized. Like it's just a city that functions, and it just functions so well. I love it.
Well, it functions, but there's too many people.
True.
Yeah, that I think. Yeah, it's not the system really. It's mostly the fact that the system is overloaded.
Like, even though I still live here in Hong Kong and I don't know what's in the future for me, for example, I still don't have any concrete plans to like move in 5 years or anything. I'm still like in a love-hate relationship with Hong Kong.
Yeah.
I love it and I hate it at the same time. I don't know. It's so weird.
Me too. I don't think anywhere. I mean, it's like when we first came here, we were all in our early 20s, right? So we had rose-tinted spectacles of naivety and excitement. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna be 30 in like a couple weeks.
Thanks, I'm already there. I'm already there.
Me too.
But and now we've grown up. We're like, that's just life anywhere. I bet you have a love hate with Amsterdam. I bet, in the UK, I
Yeah.
had a hate, but that's only because I was tired of it. But now when I go back, I have the love-hate. I
Yeah.
see the pros and cons of everything just because I'm not young anymore.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
first coming here for the first year, everything was a pro. I was like,
Yeah.
this is amazing. Um,
Yeah.
so it's just, you live and learn. That's really what it is.
Yeah, exactly. But we
Yeah.
didn't really like address your situation now. Like you are not in UK anymore. You decided to move to another place, and I don't think like we made it clear.
No, no,
Yeah,
we
yeah, yeah.
should.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Our linear
Yeah.
storytelling went a little bit like wibble wobble.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. It's just been a fun chat. But yeah, so no, I spent 3 years, yeah, 3 years in the UK, and then I came to Amsterdam for a master's program in August last year.
Mm.
So yeah, it's kind of been like learning a new city all over again, really. But it's been so fun, and again such a different energy here. Everyone bikes, everyone's just riding their bike everywhere, and it's a beautiful mess of kind of chaos and freedom biking.
Mm.
But yeah, but then it's got so much beauty and history here, but it also like everything's so kind of spread out as well. So you have to really you bike everywhere, so you have to kind of really get to know the kind of bike paths and how do you signal to
Mm.
turn to get to all these kind of cool pockets of the city.
And it's so flat, right? In Amsterdam. I think I've been once, but it's so flat. There's no
So flat.
hills. There's no mountains.
No hills. No hills, no mountains. A lot of wind though, because there are
Yeah.
no mountains
Oh,
blocking the wind.
oh yeah,
I
yeah,
bet right
yeah.
now it's super icy, like painful wind.
Yeah.
Probably.
Do you know what? It's been so foggy the last couple of days. Like literally, I'm like biking and I'm like can't even see the biker in front of me. It's been so foggy.
Oh
So
wow.
That sounds dangerous,
yeah,
but wow, what a vibe.
What a vibe.
It's like
yeah, yeah,
Twilight.
yeah, yeah.
Just biking.
Hooah, 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 hooah.
Oh yeah, I miss fog. I do also like Hong Kong when it's foggy here.
Yeah,
It's
it
so cool.
happens rarely.
Yeah.
There's like a special season
Mm.
when it does get really foggy on the mountains, and you
And
look
you're
at
like,
the.
oh, the mountains are in a blanket of fog, but
Yeah,
the city lights are kind of like, I don't know, like seeping through the fog. Like
yeah.
Hong Kong can look super
Yeah.
beautiful.
Once my mum came out to see me for her birthday, and I was
Oh,
like, oh, like I'm earning money now. I'm gonna take her to what's the rooftop bar at the top of the ICC? Is it the Ritz one? And I was like, I'm gonna take my mum for a nice cocktail. Finally earning my own money, I can treat her to something really nice. And of course, it was really foggy. So the whole of we literally looked
ooh.
outside and it was just fog, like you couldn't see anything. So like defeated the whole point of a rooftop bar. But
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
but the rooftop bar experience, that's so fun. Every single
I
time I go to one,
know.
I'm like,
I love
can't believe I
it.
live
I
here.
love it. Yeah.
It's wild.
they are so, yeah, I miss them so
You
much. Yeah.
you were right, by the way. It is the Ritz-Carlton. Yeah.
Is it the
It's the
Ritz? Yeah.
ozone.
Okay.
The ozone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ozone,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. Go for like a special occasion. I remember the cocktails were really lovely. But
I've not
yeah,
been.
go on a clear
I think
day.
I've been once.
Mm. We should
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah,
Why?
maybe when you submit your thesis, go as a little
Good
celebration or something.
idea.
Yeah,
Yeah, that will happen. No, it will happen. It will happen. Yes, I will
yeah,
go. Go somewhere.
yeah,
Hopefully not to the
yeah.
grave.
Celebrate.
Oh, come
Yeah.
on.
I just want to ask one more thing because
What?
you mentioned like you talk with your friends, who you used to live here with sometimes like, oh, should we move back? But and then you're like, oh, not in the near future, but why would it be different to move back in the near future opposed to the far distant future? Because you have an MA now. Well, you will have an MA. You could do a PhD and you could make money. It's not that much,
Oh,
but
that's a good question, but I'm not
Ooh.
sure. I
the
think,
student life here is quite
um,
fun.
is it? Yeah. How
Mhm.
so? How, like, what's the
I
most fun
mean,
part for you?
Well, not for me because I live in the New Territories, so there's lots of things going on, but I don't really go. But like for example, the lots of the international students or even the local students, they're always organizing things on the island, like at the Aftermath, the bar, the Aftermath. Or like a couple bars in
Mm.
Central where it's like maybe a reading group or a poetry night or live music, and they're all organized through the university expat communities. And it's like I have been to some of them, but I also now I'm in the final year of PhD. I have no social life because I can't schedule it. But for the first 2 years of the PhD, every Wednesday I was going to Central for poetry night, which was great because I was meeting people from all the unis, expats,
Yeah,
locals from all the unis, and I was like building this
yeah.
community. Now I have them all as friends on Instagram, but I don't see them very often because I'm in the final year of PhD.
Yeah.
But when I start to teach next year,
Yeah,
hopefully
the
I'll
social life
the
will
social
be,
life
yeah.
will my social life will be
Yeah.
reborn.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you're getting there.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
something to think about because the PhD salary here is like around it depends what uni, but it can start at around like 18,000 Hong Kong dollars a month, which is
That's, I guess that's not
not that
bad.
bad. Not bad. It's not good by any means if you've had real human adult money
Yeah.
before,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's livable.
Yeah,
Something to consider.
interesting. I think this is the beauty of life, though, right? Is you never quite
Mm.
know where you're going to be in a couple
Oh
of
yeah.
years,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
So who knows? Life is long. Life has many chapters. So who
Exactly.
knows where we might go and we might explore. So we will see.
Mm.
I just had like, yeah, my final question was kind of similar, just to give advice to other people who
Mm.
maybe also consider, I don't know, moving or I don't know, just
Or
like,
leaving.
or leaving. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any words of wisdom?
It's going to be a bit woo woo, I think. But I think, yeah, listen to your heart. If it feels right to leave, I think don't be afraid to leave. If maybe your heart kind of wants to stay, don't be afraid to stay either. And I guess also for anybody that's definitely leaving or definitely made that decision, know that it might be a bit kind of up and down when you first leave the city
Mm.
because it is
Mm.
such a, as we've talked about, the way of life that you have in Hong Kong is
Mm.
not really the same in other cities around the world. So I think
Mm.
maybe know that you might have a bit of kind of grief for leaving the city. It will pass and you will, yeah, you will kind of get to another kind of place. So
That's really
do what feels right.
that was really beautiful advice.
Yeah. I think, oh, yeah.
It will always be there as well. Hong Kong will always be there
Yeah.
if you want to
Yeah,
go back. It's a really welcoming city and there's always lots of opportunities. So if it doesn't
definitely.
work out, you can always return.
I would like to say something like the world is your oyster, but I don't know.
Love it. Give us the cheesy sayings.
Yeah.
The world
Yeah.
is your what do they eat here? What do they that the
Abalone.
abalone? The world is your abalone.
Well, oh my God, that just reminds me of the poon choy
Oh, the
dish as
poon.
a
Oh,
vegetarian.
yes.
Chinese New Year. They're
Yes.
advertising them all over. Yeah, a poon choy.
Yeah,
Oh no, I can't do it personally.
I
It's
never
too
yeah.
tried it.
rich.
No, yeah. Mm-mm.
That
It's
is
too.
another thing that I miss. I miss the licee at Chinese New Year. I used to like didn't even have any family, but I
Nope.
just always get a few from my friends' parents or from like
Hmm.
colleagues or whatever. I'd be
Yeah.
like, yeah, 20 Hong Kong dollars for as a
Nice.
licee. Yes, please.
Hmm.
I would be like, I can go to 7-Eleven and buy myself snacks with this.
No, but also the thing is like, the rest of the world just now celebrated Christmas and the New
Mm.
Year, and everybody's back to work and back to like reality. We celebrated Christmas, had a little bit of holiday, came back to work, suffered for like 2 weeks, and now guess
Holiday
what?
again.
Holiday again.
Yeah.
Chinese New Year.
I know.
Peace out.
Yeah. And then like 2 months' time, you've got Easter, right?
Easter,
So
yes.
you're
Yeah.
just having all of the holidays.
Yeah, but apart from compared to like the UK, because around Halloween time, there's school holiday, right? In UK. Around there's like the half
Yeah.
term. But here it's kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
after
Yeah.
summer, you just steamroll all the way until Christmas.
That's
Yeah,
the most difficult.
that's
Yeah.
true.
That's a very exhausting period. But then we kind of have like another summer holiday in this period now,
Yeah.
where it's like even if you go back to work for a week or two, you're in constant holiday mode.
Yeah.
You know you've got a few days off soon, so
It was our first experience for AIYA Hong Kong to do an interview.
Yes.
So thank you so much for being our guinea pig,
Yes.
being our experiment.
course.
So hopefully the viewers, the listeners, you liked this format. If you did, give us some feedback, send them some love, leave a comment, thumbs up, whatever you are doing. Let us know.
Want to be interviewed?
Exactly. If you want to be our next guinea pig, please message us. We are welcome to like anyone
Yeah.
to join us and
Yeah.
just have a fun chat.
Even if you're not in Hong Kong
Yeah.
or ever been here
Yeah.
or want to be here, yeah,
Just
you just want to talk.
that's right.
Or you
No.
want to just
Yeah.
some advice. If you want some advice, please ask us.
We are experts, obviously, in life. So,
But
yeah.
now we've opened the floodgates for people to be like, how to apply for a job.
Oh yes, so many people message us all the time. How do I get a job in Hong Kong?
How do I get a visa? We're like, oh, I don't know. I don't know how I did it.
That can be our next conversation. So thank you so much for joining us today. It was so much fun. And I hope our
Thank you
listeners
so
will also
much.
enjoy.
Thank you. We're so grateful.
Yeah.
This has been
Yeah, take care.
in the talks for a long
Oh,
time.
yes. Yes.
I'm proud we
Yes,
finally
yeah.
We
happened.
finally made it. Yeah.
And it was so nice to like reflect on Hong Kong for me as well, and to obviously hear all of your experiences. So yeah, thanks for welcoming me. It was so good. Had so much fun.
Thank you. I don't know how to do that one. How do you do?
That
What?
looks- yeah, that's so.
She's so Gen Z. My fingers can't.
Yeah,
Okay,
this is
Yay.
the one they do in Amsterdam. Yeah.
Oh, they do that? Oh. Do they not do this, or is that
Yeah.
too? Now it's that one. Now it's
No.
weird.
Yeah.
I can't do that with my hand.
I don't
I can.
even know what you were doing. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I learned
Oh,
it.
wait. I did it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Learn something new.
Just one final thing. You said you loved the MTR. Which is your favorite MTR station and your favorite MTR line?
Oh God. Oh wow. Okay.
Bonus question.
Yeah, this is a bonus round.
Yeah. I think it will have to be the Kwun Tong line, the green line,
The green one.
just because that's the one I spent a lot of time, and it goes through a lot of the places that I would visit, Mongkok,
Yes.
etc.
Yeah.
Favorite station? Maybe I'll say TST, just because it's so big. You've got all of the shops underneath, and I also like love that you can just walk through to East TST and like
Yes,
underground.
there's
if
so
it's,
many
like, raining and
exits.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go
But I love
in,
that they're all like color
and
coded
then-
as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you go in and then you walk through the under the station, and then you're in a completely different part of TST. And you're like, how
Exactly.
did I get here so fast? It's like you feel like
What?
you've like
Yeah.
teleported.
Yeah, entire TST is just
Yeah.
our station.
Yeah.
You can just walk anywhere.
You
Yeah.
have
really
all
good
those,
one.
you have all those little
Yeah.
shops along the way as well. So you can just grab a drink,
Yeah.
7-Eleven.
Yeah.
You can grab like a nice ice cream, or like go to
Yeah.
one of those herbal supplement stores if you need to stock
Yeah.
up. I'm just like, this is so
So weird.
efficient.
Yeah, right.
Like, yeah.
That's
Mhm.
good call.
We
I
should
like.
ask everyone this
We
question.
should, yeah. Yeah, we should. So the last question. No, but in honor of Alice being the first interviewee
Yes.
and her liking the MTR, that should be our last question. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
That's a good
my legacy
Yeah.
as a guest.
Okay.
Oh,
Yay.
amazing. Yeah. Thank you so much.